Richter, I cannot believe you've said that. I cannot believe you've said the sentence, gotta give him that cake to bake on that thing in the year of our Lord and Savior, 2026. Granted, though, it was an amazing sentence. I can't help but not have it linger in my head. Hawk 2 in the year of our Lord 1997? Oh my god. All right, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get started. Hello everybody. So, today is a very quiet, kind of rainy day, right? And I was drawing something and I realized, oh crap, it's Wednesday, you know? So I figured, you know, I didn't feel like playing anything, you know, super high octane or whatever. I didn't even feel like playing Mario, right? So I don't know if I've shown you guys this game before, but it's one that I like quite a lot. And I think they're still improving it. They have most of the levels done. And I have played all these before. I don't think I've done it on stream though. Some levels are better than others, like pools and mall and hotel are pretty good. Playrooms is a fucking nightmare. But either way, we might as well just go through it, right? Like, and if I get annoyed about a level, the nice thing is I can just move on, right? So let's just go get to it. Nah, we're just doing new game. The playrooms, which that was the one I was most excited for, other than the mall, obviously. That's probably the weakest of the levels. We're still gonna go there because I like how it looks. Also, I'm gonna turn off the VHS effects just so you can like see it a little bit better. Ooh, did we get a moisturize? Hell yeah, thank you. So this game is very much a wander around. Oh my god, that's so sensitive. Wow, okay. I wonder if I should keep it that sensitive. Golly fuck, hang on. Controls, let's go ahead and just move it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's slightly better. That's slightly better. Yo, PB, bounce him. All right. That's what they're there for. Yeah, no, today, God. See, normally I like rain, right? But ever since my power went out for 3 days, now it just makes me nervous. Right. This is like, I need to make this less blurry. Hang on. CRT VHS. Let's turn off VHS mode. Makes it a lot clearer. I normally like doing it on VHS mode, but just for the sake of you guys seeing it, we're going to make it a little clearer tonight. Yeah, we need a flashlight. Okay. Yeah, normally I like rain, right? Whenever I wake up, rain is one of those things that helps me, like, draw, right? But now I'm traumatized by any kind of storm or rain because of how long my power was out. My power went out for like 20 minutes yesterday, and I was, you know, I didn't want to fret or anything, but it's still just like, fuck, dude. Yeah, I do have a backup power supply, which is really just for saving my work. You know, that's literally it. Gravestone. My power supply typically has like maybe 13 minutes now of backup supply if my computer is turned on. It's really nice for charging my phone just in case. The problem is that they're way more expensive than they used to be because I bought mine maybe a couple years ago and now they're like double the price. And it sucks because I want to recommend it to people. But it's just like, oh, hey, do you want to casually spend, $300? Or, sorry, no, it was like 300 when I got it. I think it's like 500 now. I don't know. But either way, it has saved my ass. Like, I've lost so many drawings over the years, right? And there was one time, what prompted me to get it was I actually finished a Cassie picture, right? And Clip Studio didn't, back it up. And there's just, it deleted it. And that picture was gone. And I was like, I'm not letting this happen anymore. And it was especially bad when I started using like Blender stuff, right? So I said fuck it, and I got a backup power supply, and it was one of the best purchasing decisions I've ever made. If you are someone who works on a computer, get one. Get one. Absolutely get one. I cannot stress that enough. I know they're not the cheapest things, but they will save your ass. The last Cassie picture was amazing. Thank you. That one did, I'll be real with you. That one did phenomenally well, and I was not expecting that in the slightest. Because Cassie pictures don't typically do as well as some other things, right? And especially not headless Cassie pictures. But because I drew her butt, I think people were a bit more into it. But they were more into it than I thought. So I'm grateful. I'm definitely grateful. Booty always wins. People love butts. Butts are like, I don't remember this. Find the statue that lets you cross the threshold into consciousness. This is a new area. I've never seen this. What is this? The worm. The wiggler. Cross the threshold into consciousness. Okay. So I guess we have new areas to explore. I didn't know that. Cool, we're going into uncharted territory here. Most excellent. Yeah, the Cassie drawing did pretty well. And the thing about butts is that, like, obviously everything I do is pretty boob-centric, right? I love boobs. But I also love butts. I love butts pretty much the same as I like boobs, right? But the thing about culture in general that I've realized is that most people are butt people. That 99% of people are butt people. Like, liking gigantic boobs is considered weird by a lot of people, but liking gigantic butts is not. That's one of those things no one will admit, People, of course, will go out of their way to talk about how silly giant boobs are, but giant butts? Nah, everyone likes a giant butt. They are forced to say they like butts. Well, that's the thing. Butts are great. It's just that I find it interesting culturally that boobs are so stigmatized when butts are not, Like, you've seen the whole Pixar mom phenomena. Hello. Culture has shifted away from breasts, sadly. Well, I believe that deep down, pretty much everyone likes boobs. But a lot of people are forced to not point it out, right? I wonder why. And the thing is, this is another thing, right, that is kind of unfortunate. Women with, like, huge boobs get made fun of all the time, right? Natural or unnatural. Like, and they get lots of nasty comments from, like, everybody, right? But it's not the same with a huge butt. Like, if you have a huge butt, you're not going to get the same kind of, like, vitriol that you would otherwise. Did I already come here? This looks familiar. You can't make a back pain joke with a big ass. I really back pain jokes are the most like NPC thing ever. I swear. People still do it though. I've started seeing people that say stuff like that as like bots, you know. Of course, we're playing the liminal space game, and the very first thing we start talking about is boobs and butts. At the end of the day, though, I love boobs and butts. We had 3 back pain jokes on Monday's stream. Monday stream. What did we do for Monday again? Oh, we did oh, I'm in the dark. We did Broken Reality 2000. That's right, and it soft locked me. Wasn't there like a Okay, you know what? We're just going to keep going this way. Which, by the way, I finished that game. I got both endings. I recommend it. They're still bug testing, because I got soft locked and a bunch of other things happened. But I know the devs, and I was able to. I poked Sebastian. I was like, "Hey, man, we got a problem." He's like, "Oh shit, let me fix that." Really cool guys. The game was good. It was quite good. It's more Broken Reality. If you like Broken Reality 1, you're going to like Broken Reality 2. You know, is this where I went initially? No, this is somewhere different. I will melt down everybody who pulls out the oof, ouch, ow, her poor back. We need to find a way to like actually monetize it. Like, all right, here's the thing. When we take over the world, right? When our cult finally takes over the world, the first thing we'll do is make it so that if you ever make a oof, ouch, her back joke to anybody with gigantic boobs, you have to personally pay me $100. Like, you know, not too much, but definitely enough to be like a fine, right? Like, you personally have to pay me $100 if you do it. Everybody who does it. Oh, and you get a mark on your rep sheet too, as well. How about that? And when you get 3 marks, aka you make 3 separate instances of back jokes. Not only do you have to pay, you know, $300, but you also get sent out to the ice lake, like in Batman. I'll personally have Witchy be like the scarecrow and be the person who, like, you know, bangs the gavel, right? What the fuck are you talking about? Sentenced to 20 minutes of fear gas. Oh no. Wait, can I crouch? I forget. Yes, I can. I wonder if I can go through that. Let's see. Again, some of this is new. Like, I actually don't recognize a lot of this. Wait, what are you talking about? Who am I catching strays from? Was I finally noticed? Did somebody see me? This is a nice room. Really wish something like this exists in real life. I bet it'd be a really, really chill place. Hang on, let me check the comments again. Let's see. Oh, it was some dude who had PB on the banner. Okay, well, I can't control that. So. There's tons of people. There's tons of people that use my characters for stuff, you know? You get used to it. Like, a long time ago, you know, I used to be like, oh man, yeah, I don't want you role playing as my characters. I literally can't control people who want to role play as characters. It's incredibly cringe. I still think you should make your own characters. But at the same time, it's like everybody, you know, most people with a brain will know where the real character comes from. So. Oh, they had Finley too? Oh, man. How many views did the video get? That's a little annoying. Again, all of this is new. Wait, no, I think I recognize this. Yeah, I recognize this. How'd you feel if someone started a LARP as you? My feeling would be find someone more interesting and important to LARP as. I have a schizo theory that the liminal aesthetic is post-COVID reaction to lots of businesses, theaters, malls, swimming pools being shut down and abandoned. I don't think it's entirely that. Like, definitely post-COVID helped, but I think in general it is just because malls are, there's already lots of abandoned malls even before COVID, right? And I'm pretty sure that it's really just 90s kids becoming adults. And there being very particular kinds of architecture, like, that we relate to. And then more and more people, you know, just kind of depicting that, right? Alright, so Hellfire Nick, we're going to move on from this topic. I'd like you to put the, like, send me the video when you can. But we're gonna move on from this. There's always gonna be idiots out there. Ooh, clouds. Okay. The Finley wallpaper, yes. Unironically, I think at some point it'd be fun to have a room that just has like this kind of wallpaper, or maybe like stars. Oh yeah, we're getting into the water park area, or at least we're getting close to it. I've never like been anywhere with fake clouds like this, funny enough. I see it a lot in like liminal space media, but oh wait, okay, so we're exiting it now. God damn, this is a big room. Okay. Can you run? You can! Okay. Should have been doing that the whole time. I really like that picture of Finley dragging you through the spooky hallway. That is unironically one of my favorite pictures I've ever done. It was a really, really fun, like, mixed media kind of thing to do. I really like doing stuff like that. Sometimes for drawings, I'll make like a quick 3D background and then like render it. I did that for those like RPG mock-ups I've been doing recently. I made a background for that specifically. And I'm gonna work on another one too. Like after this. In fact, that's actually what I was working on before streaming. I love doing the RPG Maker stuff. I really want to learn how to do RPG Maker. Like, I know that you can do more interesting stuff with, like, Game Maker or whatever, but I really want to... I've been super interested in, like, MZ recently, which is, like, I guess the most recent version of RPG Maker. It looks like a lot of fun. Are you working on more look outside stuff? Yeah, well, the same kind of vibe as that, yeah. Current RPG Maker has tons of stuff, apparently. They have all these plugins. So... But right now I'm just making, like, mock-ups because it's really fun to do. I really like One Shot, but is there a way to reset your file? Because I tried playing it forever and I got like stuck, and I literally can't pick it up again. Like, is there a way to replay One Shot properly? Because I've heard people be like, well, that's the point, you can only play it once. It's like, yeah, that fucking sucks, dude. I hate that. I want to be able to try again. RPG Maker is kind of easy to learn. It mainly takes patience to finish a game. Yeah. For me, knowing me, I wouldn't want to use any of the, like, built-in assets. I'd want it to look like something completely from me, you know? Either way, I'd like to make something out of it. It seems like a lot of fun. Though, I feel like my hands have been off of Blender for slightly too long, so that might be a problem. I haven't played I haven't played One Shot since, God, Palm Plaza didn't even exist as a concept when I played One Shot. I might have been like Gen 1 cake when I played that, you know? So who knows? What's this? I don't think I've seen this before. He needs to get his big grease-covered grippers on Blender again. Oh, you know it. There's a lot of new areas. This is not anything I recognize. Listen, there's different gens of cake, right? There's Gen 1, which is DeviantArt, right? That's when we're drawing Cassie and whatnot, Cassie and Humphrey. You have Gen 2, which is Tumblr, where I started basically doing like really, really bright colors. I just kind of threw my old color palette out the window and started getting crazy, which I'm glad I did because that's kind of leaked into what I do now. And I don't know if we're on Gen 3 or Gen 4. Maybe Gen 3. You know what? I'll say we're on Gen 4 because Gen 3 was like post Tumblr, where I chilled out a lot as a person. And then maybe Gen 4. We'll say that's like Palm Plaza, where I kind of built the whole vaporwave thingy. Gen 3 might be the intro to PB. Maybe, yeah. We might still be in Gen 3, who knows? Because I consider there in reality there's uh two eras to my art. There's pre PB and there's post PB. I would consider PB being one of those. Also, just as a heads up, if your chat thing is longer than 3 lines, I'm probably not gonna read it. Just to be completely honest with you. The longer the paragraph, the less I'm just immediately like, okay, I'm not reading that. Just as a heads up. We're living in a post-PB age. Well, no, this is definitely still PB. Like, PB is the main guy, let's be real. Is this a new area, or... Yeah, I think it's new. This one is weirdly nostalgic for me. I don't know, this feels like something I've seen before. Bluebell and Viper. Those are the current gen of, like, Cassie characters, right? I have a lot of fun drawing those too. There will never be a post-PB age. There's pre-PB and then there's PB. Because Jam came way before PB did. Well, the timeline is Palm Plaza Mall happens, where I make it in VR chat. And then I made the Mallkin. And Jam is one of the first Mallkin. But then PB gets made, and then PB becomes the main character, basically. If I recall correctly, there actually is a path to, like, finish this level, but I don't really remember it. I'm kind of just, like, walking through. The nice thing about these liminal space world, or these liminal space games, is that you know that feeling where you're like walking or playing Mario Kart or something and it like helps you talk better? Liminal space games are like that for me. Lore-wise, yeah, Jam and Maggie are the main characters of their respective worlds. Peanut Boobs Butter. Yeah, that's my middle name. That's actually what the B stands for. What game is this? This is called Dreamcore, and it has a bunch of different levels, but we're in the pool level right now. Everyone likes pools. Also, I'm gonna be really, like, super hardcore real with you. You wanna know why everybody likes to make pool worlds? Because it's very, very, very easy to model. Like, all you have to do is make really plain structures and then, like, apply materials to them. Peanut the Swaginator Butter. Peanut Swagmaster 64 Butter. Yeah, we played pools that one time. That was nice. That was a fun game. You got a water texture, a tile texture, and a light fixture. This one's done particularly well, I'll say this. So you'll notice that I was looking at the corners earlier. Something I'm noticing about this game that's pretty nice is that as opposed to just slapping the texture on, they actually made sure to measure the sides of it so that there are proper corners. Most liminal space pool games don't. And it's something that, like, bugs me when I'm making something with a tile texture. Like, I pay attention to it because it's like, oh man, if I notice it, everyone's going to. You know? Like, most of the time you aren't going to notice it at all. Ooh, you see, we got some weirdness here. We got a stretched out one. It happens sometimes. You know what? Let's go the other way. When is some, like, eccentric millionaire going to make an actual pool of rooms? That's what I want to know. I've been waiting. It's going to take someone who is a big fan of liminal spaces to become, like, a millionaire and then make a real one, you know? One of the things I would do, if I became, you know, like Markiplier wealthy, right? And let's say that I died, right? And I would leave a video recording being like, oh, you know, you have to go to my complex to find my fortune, right? I've left a magical treasure for anyone who wants to venture into my complex. And then just make somebody go through a series of strange, gigantic liminal spaces. Find my 7 pages, and then I start, like, following you because I'm not dead. Hey, you hungry home invader. Stop raiding my refrigerator. Yikes! He just whacked me with a wiener twice. Will this kill me? No, you just can't go in there. You don't have any lips. How the hell are you gonna eat potato chips? I found the Noel one, and I think I've watched it like maybe 20 times today, not gonna lie. Triangle. Why would you need lips to eat potato chips? Because Slender Man doesn't have any. He doesn't have a mouth. How the hell is he gonna eat potato chips when he don't got no lips? You know, I want to walk into the circle. I like circles. Big circles are always good. This is a very, very nice hallway. Hang on, I gotta look at this. See, Waddle Dee doesn't know the reference that we're talking about. Waddle Dee is a poor lost soul. What are you talking about? You don't need lips. Why would Slender Man have a hard time eating potato chips? The reference, just type in Slender Man cooking hot dogs on the stove and you'll find the video. Mario from Super Mario Bros. 3 cartoon is basically dealing with a Slender Man that continuously breaks into his house. Okay, did you see the Pilot Red Sun and Deltarune animation? Yes, I did. Sayu sent it to me. I think you're thinking way too hard about the logistics of Slender Man eating potato chips. Wow, same. It's really weird because there's like I've played this game before a couple times, but there's tons of like new areas I've never seen. Markiplier killed Slenderman or something. Nah, Slenderman's still out there. If you believe in your heart, Slenderman will find you. So never give up your dreams. Okay, I remember this area. I was down here. Did I go here? I don't know. Really weird to think that Slenderman as a concept is like old now, you know? Like, when did the 4chan post happen? Because that's where it came from, right? It was like a bunch of... No, it wasn't a 4chan post. It was like photo edits for a contest or something. And then somebody made Slenderman like on a playground with like tentacles. And then it just became like a thing. I know that Marble Hornets is mostly responsible for like establishing all the rules with Slenderman. And then there was the game, which is what everybody... that was the like when Slenderman was thrown into like real public consciousness. You know? He's so old he's from Something Awful. Oh, jeez. I don't think you can tell Slenderman what to do. I think he's just gonna do what he does. What would you do if you went into the woods and on one of the trees there was a big bucket of gravy nailed to a tree, and if you grabbed, and when you grabbed it, Unslenderman started following you trying to get back his gravy? Oh my god. Oh, that'd be a really funny game to make. Unslenderman. Like, if I ever end up like making shitpost games, it's going to inevitably be like something where you're being chased by fat people. Just as a heads up. Give the man his tree gravy. He harvested it. Yeah, in that case, we're the thieves. Give me back my 7 gravies. Hmm. Glaggle. He toots aggressively at you. No, no. See, the thing about it is the gravy fat guy farts to increase his speed. Which, like, he'll progressively start farting more the more buckets of gravy you get. And let's go the other way. We have to vary our fat guys a little. I feel like our fat guys are getting blended together into one obese miasma. You know? I think most of the fat guy characters I have are faster than the average person. Like, most of them have super speed. Hi, Goomba. Like, the fastest one is Trainer-san, who is also the filthiest. Fat Freddy, of course, aka Daddy. You know? He's the default. Crypt holes. Stuff like this is really satisfying. Like, I've said it before, but I want to hang out in a place like this. How is Fat Freddy cleaner than Trainer-san? So, Fat Freddy is absolutely filthy, but he's not Trainer-san filthy. Trainer-san is officially the dirtiest character that I have. Trainer-san is so dirty that within a 10-mile radius, the air is smoggy. Birds fall out of the sky and die when Trainer-san is nearby. Any water he touches becomes immediately black and bubbling. Who's the cleanest fat guy I have? It might be Rex Rumble. No, Rex Rumble is kind of sweaty, but he's not dirty, like... Buttons is definitely a little dirty. They're all dirty. I don't think Rex Rumble is, though. Rex Rumble is a special character of mine you guys have never seen. This is some Keiko C lore I did not need. Hey, look, Glaggle Pile. Sorry, that's the noise that I imagine the Glaggle Pile making. Let's see. Yeah, no, like... Trainer-san makes people pass out near him. Like, anyone who's never smelled him before. I'm pretty sure people have been hospitalized by being near Trainer-san. The only reason that the Uma girls can survive around him are because they... Well, they're Umas. They're basically superhuman, right? Can Trainer-san be defeated? No. Trainer-san is literally unstoppable. I would say that other than Dark Homer, Trainer-san is easily the most powerful character in existence. No, well, here's the thing, Witchy. Trainer-san, for those of you who aren't aware, Trainer-san is a character of mine that has been described amongst me and my friends. It is a 10 to 12 foot tall, horrifically obese man who exists in the world of Uma Musume, right? The horse girl thing. And basically, he is just... He is always naked, right? He's covered in filth and grime. All of his teeth are dirty, right? And the thing that, you know, makes Trainer-san special is that he will put, like, all the Umas through the most horrific training possible, right? Such as making them drink the black sludge water that he goes into. Making them outrun him. You don't outrun Trainer-san, by the way. Trainer-san is the only being faster than an Uma. He's like 5 times as fast as any Uma. Think of the fastest Uma you know. Trainer-san has already pinned them down. His favorite Uma is Haru. He calls her dirt. And he often uses quote-unquote dirt as a training demonstration, right? Which usually just involves him chasing someone down and then landing on top of them. Why is being naked part of Trainer-san's lore? He just doesn't wear clothes. He doesn't... he he's just always naked. All right, let's go to another level. Let's go to another level. We'll go to Eternal Suburbia, new game. Does Trainer Sean own any Uma-sized jars? No. So he's just constantly flopping around. No, Trainer Son, he runs at full speed. Sometimes on all fours, if he's getting like really fast, like Devilman Crybaby style. Oh, and the thing about Trainer Son is that he always leaves like a trail, like a trench after him. So he basically, like, anytime he runs, he just literally destroys the track behind him. Right? Could Dark Homer annihilate Trainer Son? It'd be an interesting fight. It'd be an interesting fight, because I feel like Trainer Son might be one of the only characters that could stand up to Dark Homer. Putting Dark Homer against anybody is a little unfair. Dark Homer would be amused. He'd be like, an adversary. Interesting. I shall keep you alive for a little longer. Just as long as you continue to amuse me. I have drawn Trainer Son before, but I've never shown him. What is this lore, bro? Here's the thing, right? You know, all the people that, like, follow me, all the people in my community, they know my characters, right? They know, you know, PB and Finley and Maggie and Cassie and all those cute characters, right? With gigantic boobs. But you guys are special. Because you get the real characters, which are just my evil fat bastard characters. Oh yeah, I did make Trainer Son. You know what he looks like. I've made the me of him. Real Trainer Son is much taller. If I recall, your goal is to get to the water tower, but it's very difficult. This is a very, like, if I recall, it's a very long, tedious level, but again, we're in no rush, you know? You also had the airplane seating me with all your gross characters. I forgot I did that, that's right. You guys got the opportunity to sit near Trainer Son. The thing about Trainer Son, though, is that no matter how horrific the things he puts any of the Umas through, they always end up winning, right? Their souls are gone. Their spirits have been crushed and broken into a billion pieces, but they do win races. Of course, there's Buttons, the ringmaster. He's just a clown, but he's a clown that specifically fucks with Hoagie. One character I've made that you guys haven't met is Rex Rumble, which is a special character of mine. He's another Halloween character. Specifically, a massive man. Not Trainer Son massive, but he is a large, corpulent man who wears a dinosaur onesie and has a trick-or-treat pail. And he is a very screaming, destructive kind of character. Oh, it's turning night. Okay. Hopefully it's not like, I don't think anything bad happens in this game when it turns night. It's not like, Backrooms, the Backrooms game where you have to get inside or you die, you know? Foreskin the Clown, he's a tragic character. He's not quite as villainous as, like, Buttons. Buttons the Clown, Foreskin the Clown, Boobs the Clown. I've never drawn Boobs the Clown. Boobs the Clown is a character that is never seen. She is spoken about, she is apparently awesome. She's very good at what she does, but you don't get to see Boobs the Clown. You get to see Foreskin the Clown. One of these days, I'm gonna have to make something with all my fat bastard characters. Though it's gonna be difficult because power scaling them, they're all like uniquely powerful, right? We couldn't have Dark Homer in like an AU. We would rename Fat Freddy into Daddy because, you know, that's his name. That's what you call him. Did I just go did I already go this way? I can't tell. I feel like I've gotten all turned around. I don't even know. Eternal Suburbia is a little fucked up. It's what Princess Lily calls him. I feel like Lily was one of the last people to call him that. If I made a game about all my fat bastard characters, what would it be? Maybe I can include them in like an RPG or something. I can't tell if I'm even going the right place. I don't know if I got all turned around or not. Oh, it's okay, Lily. No, we're making progress. Could be like a FNAF parody game. Well, that's the thing. You don't keep them away. They will get to you, you know? They become party members. No, see. Oh, man. Hang on. Okay, you know it'd be really funny? What if you did a D&D campaign, but everyone was a filthy, fat bastard character? That'd be awesome! I want to do that now. I need a DM. Everyone gets to make their own, like, dirty, fat guy. And everyone has to be evil, too. That's another thing. It's an evil campaign. Oh, that would rock. I'd have to make a new fat bastard for myself if my friends get their own. Basically, the party would be a bunch of villainous fat bastard characters. Maybe it would be in like a normal D&D setting? Just with the worst characters imaginable. We all get our own fat bastards. I need you all to start imagining your own fat bastard characters. Just in case. Does everyone have a 0 in charisma? Here's the thing. Everyone is so powerful that you don't use charisma to get what you want. You use fear and intimidation. the fear and intimidation more than makes up for the lack of charisma. There's not even a charisma stat. I don't even think the fat bastards need a weapon. Maybe there's different classes where like some of them have like hammers and stuff, and then like another kind of fat bastard can have like just smell, just stink, you know? Well, because all of them are sweaty, so. Some fat bastards can be like more intimidating than others. This is what Eternal Suburbia does to a man. You just start thinking about fat bastard classes. You can smell them coming a mile away. And the thing about this campaign is that you're not saving anybody. You are the most villainous people possible. So you don't go into a town being like, we're gonna save the day. It's more just like, what could I take for myself today? You know? Oh, I'll be taking that. Like takes an apple from a cart. And one of the guys just like, hey, you gotta pay for that. And then he looks at it, and the fat guy's just like, are you demanding something? Are you want something? Is there something you need? I could have swore that someone was talking to me. And like picks him up by the scruff and throws him like through a wall or something. This is awesome. This would be a great game. It should probably just be called Fat Bastard. Is there a game called Fat Bastard? Because if that doesn't exist, then I need to like trademark that. I'm pretty sure that somebody was talking to me. How peculiar. Oh, so tiny. It's gonna be called Fat Bastard. He breaks into the king's castle and starts eating the chicken. I mean, that's a pretty tame thing to do. I feel like if the fat bastards like walked into the kingdom, you know, castle, at that point it's mostly just like their personal piggy bank, you know, like you know, one of the fat bastards wiggles their little fingers like, I think I need to restock, and then just like start shoveling the treasure pile into their pockets. And, you know, what's the king gonna do, right? I do a Kickstarter where it's just like, oh, look, everybody, I'm gonna make the boob game where everyone's gonna be cute and booby, and then I use that money to make Fat Bastard instead. And I changed the Kickstarter halfway through to just a completely different project. I would never do that. That's fucked up. That's funny though. Oh yeah, no, in the Fat Bastard game, guards and stuff would be a mild inconvenience, you know? Little more than an obstacle. The Kickstarter to pay you not to make it. The game is a threat. If it gives us the boob game, I'll fund the Fat Bastard game. we use the development like experience to make the boob game. This is unironically not a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie, like making a Fat Bastard RPG. Just a story about four fat bastards taking over the world. That's awesome. Man can dream. We gotta dream big, you know? Boob game will be a stretch goal, so in order to reach it, you have to fund the fat bastard game. Oh yeah, no, here's the thing. So the way it'll work is that unless it makes $1 million, anything under $1 million is the fat bastard game. But as soon as it makes $1 million, it's like, all right, we'll make the big titty game. Fat guy isekais during a bath and is naked the rest of the game. Bold of you to assume that all of our fat bastards aren't naked. Or at least very scantily clothed, you know? Would you cover up greatness? You wouldn't want to... Something so glorious you wouldn't want to keep covered up, would you? It's not a bad idea. It is a bad idea, but it's not a bad idea. You know what I mean? The only problem is how would I balance it, because the fat bastards would be too powerful. They wear clothing that can't fit, or just nothing but sandals. Maybe, like, one of them has Crocs. You know? Crocs, one has sandals. There are people who would play this as a fetish game. Yeah, you guys. I would need to get, like, different... I need to get some creative input with the fat bastards, but that's really... It's not a bad idea. The final boss has to be Trainer-san. He doesn't lose, he just gets bored. That would be a secret boss. If we did Trainer-san, it'd be like a secret boss. The Yujiro of fat bastards. Oh no. Yujiro Hamna. That'd be great. It'd probably be like an RPG Maker game. The final boss is the CEO of Ozempic. Well, okay, so here's the thing. Would the fat bastards want to make other people fat, or would they want to be the fattest? Yeah, you know what? I feel like they'd be okay with Ozempic because to them, Ozempic makes you weak, right? They are strong, and those who use Ozempic are they consider lesser than them. Maybe, like, there would be an enemy that would use Ozempic needles. Oh, Jumny Arts, thank you for the sub, by the way. Like, there's an enemy that shoots Ozempic needles, and then it like, inflicts a status effect on the bastards to, where they, like, lose their strength slightly. It's only temporary, of course, because... You know. Ozempic status effect, weaker per turn as they lose the fat. Luckily, they can recover from it. As soon as they, like, eat anything, maybe it gets rid of the Ozempic status. You know? Fat Bastard Defense Force. Oh, no. They're not the defense force of anything. The only thing they're defending is their own grip of power. Maybe a guy at the beginning, like, ends up becoming another fat bastard, and that's, like, the final boss. But then he ends up joining them. Question, are the fat bastards ugly? Of course they are. What kind of game do you think I'm making? Are there any RPGs where your whole goal is just to be evil and take over the world? And I don't mean like an open world one like Skyrim or whatever. I mean like a turn-based RPG where you are a bad guy. And you don't have an arc other than being a bad guy. Your goal is to take over the world, and you do. Does a game like that exist? The twist is that the planet Earth is actually the biggest fat bastard of all.
It's time to put this skinny bitch in his place.
Okay, well, off is more like a twist. And that character doesn't think they're evil. That character sees themselves as good. Destroy all humans, maybe? That's not like an RPG, though. This level is mind-numbingly maddening, by the way. It's a good thing we're talking about fat guys. I need to start writing the pitch for Fat Bastard. See, I'd want to, instead of classes, I think I'd want to focus on just a cast of 4 characters. You know? So you can, like, maybe write the dialogue more. Don't forget, you give us boob, we supply fat bastard funding. In a JRPG, if it was a JRPG, the game would end with fat bastards fighting God. Is God fat? God is the fattest bastard of them all. That's the thing.
I heard that there were 4 big boys walking into my territory.
I guess this is fat bastard God. I need more fat guy voices. Because I can't just make every variant the Fat Freddy voice, you know? Old Testament God is a fat bastard. What an asshole. He's a drunk bastard, too. Why not a Southern Husky voice? Like a redneck? That'd be kind of funny. Like a redneck fat bastard. How would I do that? Shoot!
Looks like somebody here's questioning our power. Get 'em, boys! Hang on, Cletus. We need to take it slow and sensually. Don't want to end it all in one go. We'll show them our power soon enough.
All fat bastards are voiced by Cake. I feel like I would need to practice my voices again.
Yes. I'm absolutely famished. How about we help ourselves today?
That one shouldn't snort. That one doesn't get to snort. But a fancy, like, posh fat bastard is a great idea. He wears like a little bow tie. Also, no, I am not available for commissions. I am sorry. Yeah, I don't like this level, I'll admit. I'm gonna go a little bit longer, but we'll move on to playrooms or liminal hotel after this.
Yes, indubitably.
Aristophat. What was that? What was that? I was too busy laughing at the word Aristophat.
Yes. It seems our opponents underestimate us.
Pyrehead, I'm not doing that voice. I'm not the guy to do that. Also, sumos are cool. I don't want to put sumos in the fat bastard category, right? Sumos, like, have a purpose. The chubocracy. The fatocracy.
I say, my good man. Is it so wrong to take what is rightfully ours?
You said it.
This is just different fat people claiming the world as their own. Sumo have honor, the fat bastards don't. Oh yeah, no, they have no honor. The only honor they have is honor among fat, where they respect themselves and each other, but no one else. The fat bastards see every other life form as below them to be exploited. Exploded. Oh no. If there were shops in the game, they wouldn't be shops. They would just be buildings with treasure chests in them that you take, because the fat bastards don't pay for anything. Honor among fools. It's awesome.
I say, I'm feeling absolutely peckish. I could go for a bite.
The shopkeepers that you just beat up. Well, any shopkeeper foolish enough to stand up to you. Maybe like early game they stand up to you and you just fight them. This is awesome. They don't need money. They have power. And I imagine maybe there's a couple of characters that try to stand up to them and maybe even provide a slight challenge. Like, maybe there's like an honorable knight who has like full armor and like, you know, is fully equipped. But maybe he ends up being an actual fight. But it doesn't last long. You'll probably have the ability to just like eat people too, you know, like you might be able to end fights with like a special move you get later where you just like, oh, so and so gulps them in one bite. You win, you know. Of course it fully heals them. Will the combat be stat-based or item-based? Well, you're already going to be very powerful. So I imagine there's some items that are like more powerful than others, you know? Maybe instead of like levels, they're called chins. So you, like, you know, once you get to, you know, instead of being level 30, it's like, oh, your chins have increased to 30, you know? Of course, the fat bastard characters can, like, fart and stuff. Maybe they all can. I don't know. We have to separate the fat bastards into their different abilities.
Well, well, well. If it isn't my favorite plaything. Ready to amuse Daddy?
I feel like the main fat bastard is just gonna be Freddy. Like, he won't be called Freddy, he'll just be called Daddy, but he has to be Freddy, right? And imagine what, like, YouTube videos would call it. It's like an RPG where you play as a fat bastard Freddy Fazbear, and you take over the world with your other fat bastard friends. Don't deny, you would play the fuck out of this game. I'd make it as dirty as humanly possible for you. The level is the same thing. Let's go to a different level. It's the same thing over and over. I've done it before, but it sucks. So let's do Liminal Hotel. Different dirty hands increase damage or give status effects. Greasy fingers or Cheeto dust hands. Maybe if you eat different foods, like you can make your fat guys stink more. You know? Like you can make one of your fat bastard characters eat a raw onion, and then you get the stink status, and it basically just like basically, like, attacking an enemy gives them nausea, which lowers their defense greatly, you know? Oh, we got moisturize. I will. Yes, we're talking about a fat guy RPG. That's exactly what we're talking about. Called Fat Bastard. The game would sell millions, I swear. Who doesn't want to play an RPG where you play as a bunch of dirty fat bastards taking over the world? Beer bottles, cigarettes, brass knuckles, tome of stench. You can give one fat guy like a phone book to use as a weapon, where it has a like high attack but low critical hits. Oh, is that where it came from? Yeah, that's where it came from, I think. I'm gonna have to, like, reference famous fat guys in media as, like, Easter eggs, you know? I feel like all the fans, all the big fat bastard fans would really, you know, we need a little fan service. I was just here. Here's how powerful I imagine these guys being, right? So our party of fat bastards, you know, they come across a staircase, right? They have to go down it. And one of them is just like,
1 second.
and then, like, stomps on it so hard that the stairs immediately become a ramp. And then they all slide down. They're like, wee, you know, giggling, leading a trail of slime behind them, you know. What the fuck? I'm going in circles. Hang on. Would they evolve? No, no, no. They would be the same over time, just more powerful. You know? Yeah, I just need to follow the path. Here we go. We're getting somewhere. Would they evolve like comic book fat evolves into Comic Con fat guy? No, no, no. Look, it's the weird London hotel. Oh, hi, Glaggle Balls. This is a real place. This is an actual, like, weird indoor courtyard that's in a London hotel. All of you British people, I need you to go to this Marriott and look at it for me. Hey, look, it's the shining carpet. Would Shrek be considered a fat bastard? Shrek is a treasure and a hero and a good man with a family. He's not a fat bastard in the slightest. Shrek is a good man. Give them an electric scooter mount. Oh my god. It's like the bicycle in Earthbound. You can unlock a mobility scooter and that's how you get faster. They don't really need it though, do they? Because I like to imagine that these are like powerful fat bastards. They don't they can just run quickly. The Rascals. That'd be a great name for like a gang of fat guys. That's great. Oh. The Rascal. They're a series of bosses, yeah. They're a gang of fat guys that you continuously run into who are also trying to, like, you know, maintain their territory, right? Oh, that's great! The Rascals. I love that. We play as the Bastards, which are a small, upcoming group of powerful fat guys who are trying to take over the world. But they have other fat organizations to take down, both fat and skinny, right? Ooh, pink. What a weird wall texture. Huh. Alright. Everybody, I'm gonna call it here. This is Lily's room. This is Witchy's room. This is Tiletrin's room. And this is Soup and Pie's room. A fat biker gang would be neat. Yeah, the Rascals. Oh, okay. Oh my god, it's shaping up. There's something happening. There's something happening here. The only people that can stand up to the bastards are other fat guys too. That's the thing. Like if we made enemies that weren't a bunch of fat guys, the bastards would take them down immediately. Maybe we would have like, you know, like maybe police forces and stuff try to fight them just to show how powerful they are, you know? The Rascals is such a good biker name. Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, that's excellent. I would play this. I'd play the fuck out of this. Did I just come from here? I can't tell. I know that in this level, basically, you just have to look for more elevators. Nope, nope. We're going back. Maybe the butcher should be one of the bastards. You know? Don't let your dreams be dreams. Can't wait to explain to all my friends, hey, Cake, what project are you working on? Are you working on a new, you know, VR world, or maybe some, you know, new, like, sexy art? Are you making a new, like, 3D model? No. Something bigger. And that's all I say. Like, I say bigger with a twinkle in my eye, knowing that they're unaware. Would there be a rival game called the Skinny Minis? The Skinny Minis would be, like, someone they would defeat immediately, you know? All right, let's establish our 4 fat bastards, right? We already have 2 of them. Okay, actually we have 3. The main fat bastard is Daddy. We'll call him Daddy. He's basically Fat Freddy, right? Nobody really points out the fact that he's so, like, you know, a bear. Wait, do I just go down again? Okay. So there's Daddy. There's the second fat guy, which is... Wait, why can I... Was there actually anywhere to go here? No, it's just a trapped hallway. Maybe you have to go up. No, because you don't want to go up. You have to go down. Alright. Okay, maybe we do have to go up. I can't actually tell if it's working or not. Hang on, I'm trapped. We have Reginald, our other fat guy. He's the fancy one. We have our Southern Hick one, which is, you know, an interesting concept. Having one of the party members be like a butcher who you have to fight, who then joins the bastards, is a great idea. Maybe, okay, maybe that's the concept. Like, our main character, who's named Daddy. Oh. Hello. Alright, I guess we're not stopping here. Maybe Daddy is forming a gang, right? He's forming a gang, and he's the bastards. And, you know, there's these other fat bastard guys around the world who are also either down on their luck or also want to be powerful. And, you know, Daddy, of course, ends up putting them in their place. Right? And then he's just like,
Ah, join me. Together we can do so much more than if we were just one.
You know? Will Fat Freddy be making a cameo in that video game? Fat Freddy's the main character. Ooh, weird. Oh, did we get a wobble? Yeah, no, sorry. I have transparent chat pulled up, so I can't see stuff like that. Is there like a No More Heroes leaderboard where you work up... Or is it like No More Heroes where you work up the leaderboard of fat bastards? That's not a bad idea. Who can be the #1 fat bastard in the world, right? I feel like one of the fat bastards has to be Weeby, or at least you fight them, right? No, okay, you need the swordsman. He's like a fedora guy with like a... You know, a sheathed katana. Or maybe it's like a bamboo sword, like the kind you'd get at like FYE, right? You know the ones. They're near the Naruto section. Wait, I'm going backwards. Shit. Okay. Maybe the Weeby one could be called like Oni-kun or something. Is there a lone wolf fat bastard who allies himself with whichever gang benefits his personal agenda at the time? It might be a boss character. I feel like loyalty is very important to the bastards, right? And the thing about the bastards is that they are absurdly powerful. So, okay, here's the synopsis, okay? In this world, fat is power. The fatter you are, the higher your rank is. However, there is one who not only is the fattest, but the most ambitious. This is you, and it is now your time to become the fattest bastard. Wait, I just realized, what floor are we on? 6, 7, 8. Did we already go here? Nah, we gotta... You know what, let's try again. Fat is power, musk is might. The more chins you have, the wiser you are. We've said the word bastard quite a lot in this stream. Okay, I think we're actually moving forward now.
Fat is power, musk is might. Join me on my big fat quest tonight. Scratches one of my many chins in curiosity. Tips my fedora.
Oh, dude, all the equipment has to be like, okay, they're all like shirtless and stuff, I imagine, right? Or if they do have a shirt, it's like 6 times way too small, right? Maybe each one of them can have like different kinds of... okay, so the main character, we'll just call him Freddy. His name is Freddy. We'll call him Freddy. Because I don't want to keep calling him Daddy over and over. He makes everyone else call him Daddy. He gets different kinds of top hats and like vests and stuff. The samurai one has like fedoras and trench coats. This is what running around a liminal hotel does to a man. You just start imagining the fat guy RPG. Imagine if one of them equipping one of your shirts. Oh, we found it. Okay. It'd be like a secret item. It'd be like a Finley shirt or something. The butcher gets aprons and vests, yes. Flip-flops and Crocs. None of them wear shoes. Oh. Okay. There's a hallway now. Ooh, okay. I've never been a fan of wallpaper like this. It reminds me of the wallpaper in like the Haunted Mansion at Disney. It's kind of spooky. Oh, you know that like everything they eat is basically So here's the thing. You know how in a lot of RPGs, like, it will become incremental, where it's just like, oh, here's a slice of pizza. Oh, here's a whole pizza that heals the whole party. Well, it'll be kind of like that system, except that the lowest form of healing item is a whole pizza, right? You know, you have a triple cheeseburger as the starting cheeseburger, and then it eventually goes up to the, like, meat mountain or something, you know, like, and it would require like an entire buffet set for to like heal the entire party, you know? The quintuple cheeseburger, the cardiac stack. I never thought about them smoking. You know what? You know what? No, they don't smoke. They don't smoke because smoking lowers your appetite, which is considered a cardinal sin in the fat bastards. Oh, Hat Cadbury, thank you for the gift sub. No, anything that lowers your appetite is unacceptable. Maybe they do. Oh, okay, that's not a bad idea. They do smoke weed. Maybe. Ooh, hello. Oh, where'd he go? Maybe smoking weed will like lower your speed, but it'll increase the like healing ability of items. Hmm. Alcohol makes you fatter and increases defense, but alcohol would probably lower your accuracy. That's the thing. You can drink entire bottles of vodka and like UV blue and stuff. Oh, we're making progress. What's a good like fat bastard drink? Whiskey. It would just be whiskey, right? Why is it all dark? Can I move any farther? I hate it when it does that. What if one of the healing items was a hot dog covered in cheese called the Cheesy Wiener, and the description was, the name reminds you to take a shower? Well, that's the thing, they would revel in the stink. Hearing Cheesy Wiener wouldn't be like, oh, I've got to be clean. Like, no, they want to be dirty. They're dirty fat bastards, so. Different area. Budweiser or Coors. Okay, yeah, beer. Beer is absolutely something they would drink. Oh, funky. Okay. I feel like beer might actually be their default drink. Like, they don't drink water. They only drink beer as their, like, base healing item. Yeah? The cake slice milkshake. Oh, that shit is excellent. Is it just fucking broken? Hang on. Oh, maybe you gotta hit that button first. Whiskey and beer are fat bastard drinks. Maybe if there's a crafting thing, I'm not gonna have a crafting thing, but if there was a crafting thing, you could make it so you can combine beer and whiskey and get beer whiskey. And it doubles the effects of both. Water is a debuff item. Water is one of those things that, like, if it gets thrown at you, it actually, like, lowers your defense. What about energy drinks? Well, if they did have energy drinks, it would have to not be Gamer Sups, because Gamer Sups is 0 calories. So it'd have to be something, one of those other nasty energy drinks, you know? Not like what we're drinking. With 10% off using code CAKE. Wait, oh, I just came from here. Gosh darn it. What if during battle your guys are constantly groaning and when they fall in battle they just rip ass? It would be funny that, like, if one of your fat guys, like, gets felled, essentially, they do, like, an explosive fart that has a 60% chance to just kill every enemy, you know? Or at least maybe one of the guys, one of the bastards. Going into the rooms is actually, like, makes it more confusing. Save points or TVs with an adult show on an infinite. Oh, one sec, guys. How long have I been going? Okay, hang on. I was watching Ninja Turtles 2003, and there was this one character who was just ripping ass almost every minute. And I thought of you when I watched that episode. I'm honored. I'm genuinely honored. 1 hour and 44 minutes. Okay. We could stream for a little longer. Now, the save points are, what's a good fat bastard save point? Like, just like a couch, you know? Like a lazy boy recliner. No, it's gotta be one of those, like, Bubba couches, like the all leather ones. Let's go to another level. Exit to main menu. We'll go to the playrooms. This is a... Well, this is a good one to do. We're gonna do this one for a little bit. A urinal. Nah, they just pee wherever they want. That's the thing.
Come on, guys, it's time to play. Time to fart in the ball pit.
A beat-up couch next to a table with like 100 greasy pizza boxes. Yes. It would be one of those, like, multi-sectional couches that has, it has, like, a box of beer that you and all the other bastards can drink from and heal. By the way, I'm not finishing this level. This level is, like, actually miserable. Ball pit. I like the way this level looks. It's just probably the least fun out of all of them. That's okay, though. We can at least enjoy how it looks. Ball pit. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Ball pits are awesome. If I had my millionaire mansion, I would have an entire room that's just a ball pit. Like, when I went to that one bounce castle thing, which, by the way, did not end up coming back to my area this year, I was sad, bro. I wanted to, like... I really wanted to go back to it, but it wasn't coming back here. But when I did go, there was one area that was, like, bouncy castles with ball pits in them. And, what an incredible feeling that was, like, unironically. I jumped into that shit. Have you ever been in a big ball pit that was also in a bounce castle? It's the best of both worlds. It was phenomenal. What a good feeling that was. There's just something about it. Like, I don't know, man. Anyone can make fun of it, right? It's just like, oh my god, huh, big baby likes a ball pit. If you had an opportunity to jump in a ball pit in a bounce house, and you said, nah, I don't need to do that, you're a fucking bitch. You have no whimsy. You got nothing. I only associate with whimsical motherfuckers. I'm whimsy maxing right now. And if I can jump into a ball pit, fully permitted, I will. Fellas, we gotta make a blueprint for a budget ball pit that Kate can build from his home. Well, anyone can build a ball pit. All you need is a, like... Okay, here's the ideal ball pit, okay? Obviously, bounce castle ball pit all the time. Not something that's you can do, right? Because maintaining a bounce castle at all times is difficult. So... like, what you would want to do is you get those, like, foam blocks, right? Like, the gym ones, right? And you form that castle. That's a spooky image, isn't it? That's excellent, though. Well, Mutant Den, this is my ball pit. This is my personal ball pit. So there would be no syringes or anything gross in it. That is a problem with this game, is that sometimes it just gets too dark. There'd be nothing gross in this ball pit. Anyways, blah, 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 blah. You set up the enclosure with, like, those gym mats, but they're blocks. And then you put ball pit balls in them. And then it's your personal ball pit, right? You can invite your friends over and be like, yo, you guys want to, like, hang out in the pit for a bit? And they're like, the pit? What do you mean? And you're like, and you know, you smile, you grin a little bit, you hand them a drink, and you say, come with me. And you bring your friends to your homemade ball pit. And you say, take a seat, fellas. And then you put on some excellent music, you know? Maybe, like, I don't know. You get the music box rendition of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star playing. You got yourself a good night. Pop on a VHS tape of, like, I don't know, Never-Ending Story or some shit. Are there snacks? Oh, yeah. We got Gushers and fruit by the foot. Sometimes combined. Hey, look at this guy. I feel like this is a photo scan of like a real toy. Well, yeah, no, I'm serving. I handed you drinks before we sat down in the ball pit. I need to find out how to make a good drink that tastes like a gummy worm, you know? Because I feel like if you're gonna enjoy a nice drink in a ball pit, it has to be some kind of like, it has to be something fruity. And then it's garnished with a gummy worm as well. Ooh, yes, we are making an exquisite night. This feels like a waiting room. Like it's weird. It makes me feel like I'm looking at a reception desk in a hospital, but it's a ball pit. Last straw man, do you mean Malibu?
Yeah, this guy knows how to party.
Cake, all these snacks were discontinued in 1999 for too much everything. What the fuck are you talking about? Gushers still exist. And so does Fruit by the Foot. Yes! Alright. Oh, yeah. That's the good shit right there. That slide looks really fucking painful. This is the worst slide ever. Oh my goodness gracious. Can I actually go on this thing? Hang on. You're like, wee, ow! This is the sharp ass dip. Just fucking ruins any fun you would get out. That's steep as hell, by the way. That's like a really steep ass slide. But it's just like, ow! You know? The spine bender. You're gonna be on the floor crying while the kid next to you is like yelling at you. Finley hallway. Accurate. Rainbows, blue sky, ball pit balls. A satisfactory shape. I always love it when things look like this in particular. This is a... Clouds and rainbows are an aesthetic I very much enjoy. You know, I had to kind of come to the conclusion, Mutant Den. Oh. Okay. Excellent. Rainbow Pillar. I'm kind of just done with Eggo waffles forever. You know? Now, I like waffles, don't get me wrong. But I... Like Eggo waffles, I'm kind of just done with them. You know? Because even, like, hot... I don't think I've ever truly enjoyed an Eggo waffle. It's not like a Pop-Tart, right? I've always been like, oh man, cake, you want a Pop-Tart? Hell yeah. You know, I'd love a Pop-Tart. It doesn't matter what kind of Pop-Tart it is. I would jump for joy for a Pop-Tart. But like, hey, do you want an Eggo waffle? It's like, I guess, you know. It's never that good, and I'm just kind of done with them, you know? I've never had a toaster strudel before. I think I've had things that are like toaster strudels. Oh, I think I made a circle. Hang on. Did I? No, I'll go back. Every time I mention, like, oh yeah, I like Pop-Tarts. I don't really eat them now. Because Pop-Tarts are like a once in a while treat, like if I'm traveling. The last time I had Pop-Tarts, Nonnery got brown cinnamon sugar Pop-Tarts and brought them for the room. And there was like a whole thing, by the way, with that, because I thought I hated brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts. And we had a whole like argument over what the main character of Pop-Tarts are, and he's like, it's brown sugar cinnamon. I'm like, it's fucking not, bro. It's strawberry. Like I'm not saying strawberry is my favorite flavor of Pop-Tart, but it is the main character of Pop-Tarts. And I'm like, and brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts fucking suck. And I was like, you know what? But I'll try one. And I'm not gonna lie, it was actually so good. I took back everything I said about brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts. They're still not the main character of Pop-Tarts at all, but brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts are excellent. I used to hate them because that's the only kind my sister would ever get when we were little. That's a really good image right there. I like that. No, I'm going the other way. Did I just come from here? I can't tell. But anyways, I tried them again. Nonnery got them. And they were excellent. They were really, really good. And I'm like, alright, I'm a brown cinnamon sugar guy. I can't deny it. I circled back. My favorite Pop-Tart personally is always s'mores. I am very much a s'mores man. If I am buying a Pop-Tart of any kind, it'll be s'mores. This is a good room. I like this room. This is a nice room. I would hang out in this room. I've always been a s'mores man. From as early as I can remember, I've always liked s'mores Pop-Tarts. Yeah, see, Mio Kodama knows what's up. S'mores are the best. I've only had wild berry like once in my life. I don't actually remember what they taste like at all. Strawberry Pop-Tarts are fine. Brown cinnamon sugar is very good. Chocolate ones, ironically, okay, I love chocolate everything except Pop-Tarts. Chocolate Pop-Tarts are weird. They don't taste very good. They taste burnt. Thoughts on Uncrustables? Uncrustables are fine, but I can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And it'll be better, you know? God, it really is like we're walking in the deep recesses of Finley's brain, isn't it? The very first time I ever had an Uncrustable, I was in high school. And I went to a friend's house because Uncrustables just aren't a thing. They were never a thing in my house growing up. Because we just, you know, we made our own sandwiches. And there was also never a, that stereotype where it's like, oh, can you cut the crust off for me? You know, that wasn't a thing in my house. The answer, when I was a kid, was just, no. No, you can eat it or you can tear it off yourself. I'm not cutting the crust off for you. So it's like, okay. So, you know, like a man, I just ate the crust. Now, I won't deny. Talk with me, it's okay. I won't deny that a sandwich is slightly more satisfying without crust. But it's also a waste of bread. The crust is the best part. Ah, you're weird. I'm not the biggest fan of like bread crust. I'm not the biggest fan of like that's also cool. A lot of cool areas in this game. Really nice for VR. Cake, I'm gonna make you a sandwich. I'll cut the crust off for you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that I can now get the love I deserve. Can I go into either one of these, or? Again, one of the bigger problems with this game is that sometimes it has these dark areas and it's not always clear if you can actually like advance. Alright, here's one thing that people are going to disagree with me on. I'm not a fan of pizza crust. I like stuffed crust pizza a lot. And, you know, 50% of the chance I will eat pizza crust, right? I don't hate it, but a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, I love pizza crust. That's like the most fun part of the pizza." I'm like, "You're insane. You're actually smoking crack." Also, where does this normal map come from? Because that is the most realistic looking scuff I've ever seen reflected on a floor. God, that's just real looking. I don't care about pizza crust. I just don't get it. People who get really excited about pizza crust, it's like, I'm really like happy for you. But it's pizza crust. It's not that good. This one's not gradient. It's more like striped. Awesome. This is a good room to be stuck in. Blocks! Shiny cloud. You know how fucking hard it is to like model 3D clouds in like a low poly way? Ah, rainbow stairs. I love rainbow stairs. I want rainbow stairs. Like, for a project I did a little while ago, I was making low poly 3D clouds. It's not as easy as you'd think, right? Because it's one thing to make a cloud in Blender with like particles and stuff. It's a whole nother thing to make clouds that are like game friendly, you know what I mean? Also, now we have just real ass clouds on the walls. That's odd. I feel like I'm in Mario 64. That's a good image. Would you walk into a room that looked like that? I really love liminal space things, but the problem with making them is that people don't appreciate them all that much. So you can spend a lot of time making like something really cool, and people will just be like, "Oh, whatever." Blocks! Legos! Oh, how do I get down there? How do I get down there? I want to go to the Lego room. Okay. Glaggle. Yeah, I don't like it when liminal space stuff has monsters in them. Because the whole point is the architecture being interesting and odd and dreamlike, you know? I've explained it a million times before. Children, like, don't understand the appeal of liminal spaces, so they just put monsters in them so that there's a thing for them to be scared of. I just did a loop. At least I'm safe inside my mind.
At least I'm safe inside my mind.
Hey, Mousy Salem, thank you for the raid, bud. Hello, raiders. Huh? Was that a hospital beat? Hang on. The only time I was chilled with monsters was the Backrooms movie, where still lives are essentially part of the architecture. Still lives are like... a really creative take on the whole backrooms thing, right? Because normally monsters are really lame in the backrooms, but still lives are such a good idea because it's literally like remembering people the same way it remembers architecture wrong, you know? We just came in from fucking a boat. Do I want to know? Have I already been here? I don't know. How's the stream going? Hi, Tiletrin, you're late. You missed a really, really long thing about a fat bastard RPG that I'm coming up with. Oh, see you later, Salem. Thank God I missed it then. No, it was excellent. Oh my, wait, am I getting close? Ah, no, I did a circle. Okay, you know what? Let's go to the mall level. Just one more. Before I end, we'll explore the mall a little bit. It's a pretty good mall. As a mall connoisseur, I can guarantee you that this is a fantastic mall. Not much to do, but it does look good. I like how tumbly this guy is. This guy is always tumbling down places. Get up! The tumbler. This is like a very realistic looking mall. Is there one to rule the mall? Yeah, it's me. I'm the mall man. Well, actually, I would say in real life, North Sea Dog is probably the biggest mall man, right? Because at this point, North Sea Dog is definitely like the guy who goes to all the malls, right? He's probably my favorite mall content creator. He very much genuinely loves malls, right? He's not another creator that's just kind of exploring a decrepit building and then making fun of it. Cake in his natural habitat. Yeah, no, this is I'm right at home. I'm a big fan of North Sea Dog. His stuff is great. He always puts good music into his videos too. He puts Mallsoft, which is always a treat. Cause what kind of dead mall video doesn't have vaporwave, you know? Dude, if I ever became a ghost, I'd love to haunt a dead mall. You know? That's the dream. Spent his life making art and models and VR stuff and video games and having big tits. Haunts a dead mall. From what I remember, I think there's like 3 different malls in this place. No, the Fat Bastard RPG is about fat bastards. It's not about any particular character. You would have had to have you would have had to have made it here, but essentially it's a group. It's about a gang of fat bastards called the Bastards, who are basically bent on world domination. But not only are they taking over the world, but they have to fight other gangs of fat bastards as well, such as the Rascals, a notable local fat biker gang. If you want to know the details, I would suggest watching the VOD, because, man, we talked about that for like 2 hours. Holy moly. Good luck haunting my city's old mall. They tore that shit down. Then I'll build it back up. Oh, I didn't even think about a North English fat guy. That'd be great. That's a good character. I'll get one of I'll get Fiji to voice him too. Now, let me go up a floor because I know that you can get to the other malls from there. Is this about people or are they furry? The lead character is basically a fat Freddy Fazbear that is legally distinct. He's the leader of the fat bastards. Where are the escalators? There we go. I found him. And basically the way it works is that the funding goal, because it'll be a Kickstarter where the $1 million mark, if it's met, oh, hang on, there was a green light there. If the $1 million goal is met, then we'll make the boob game after, right? But otherwise, it'll be the fat bastard game. Hi, you want to see a really intimidating parking structure? I actually really like this area. It's both a walkway garden, a road, and a parking structure. Hang on. All right, different mall. Here we go. I'm a fan of this part. It's a bit more colorful. Do you have liminal space dreams, Cake? Weirdly, no. I wish I did. Liminal spaces are like some of my favorite things ever. And lots of people do have dreams about liminal spaces, but I don't. I almost never do. All of my dreams are... What did I dream about last night? I don't remember what I dreamed about last night. I should have written it down. It wasn't a bad dream. But I don't have, like, quiet dreams that aren't about people in some way. I usually have people dreams. Usually stressful. I think there's, like, a movie theater in this area. Let's see. Glaggle Pit. I want to jump in. I remember having a dream that felt like it was directed by Suda51. I hope you wrote that down, because that sounds awesome. I don't have interesting dreams, sadly. My dreams are like... I don't want to say boring. I wish I had boring dreams. My dreams are like... usually stress dreams. Anxiety dreams. And they're never, like, interesting either, you know? And the stupid part is that my dreams, like, I usually end up dreaming about something that I passed by thinking about for, like, a second 3 days ago. You know? Like, I saw a thumbnail for a Super Mega video a few days ago. I didn't even watch it. I just saw the thumbnail and was like, oh, Super Mega. Didn't watch it. And then I had a dream later, a very detailed dream about Matt and Ryan from Super Mega. And I'm like, why the fuck was I dreaming about Matt and Ryan from Super Mega? Well, you know, that's not the weirdest thing, because I have met those two in real life before. I actually hung out with Matt. I only met Ryan. Ryan was a really nice guy, but I actually got to hang out with Matt Watson for a little bit. Long, long ago, in the far-off year of 2018. You got to meet Super Mega? Yeah, I did. It was years ago, though. Like, honestly, in like a couple years, it will have been 10 years ago, which is really wild to think about. But yeah, the first time I went to LA, I got to meet Matt Watson. I got to hang out with him, just like a normal guy. And I saw Ryan, like they had a booth at Anime Expo. And Ryan seemed like a very sweet guy. I've heard he's a very nice guy. And he gave off that energy. I remember having a stress dream where my parents turned into claymation penguins with boxing gloves, and the house also became claymation. That's fucking rad. Like, that actually sounds like an amazing dream. Another stress dream was where there was an army of mini Frankenstein monsters going under my bed and would spank me with a hand with a nail through it. What the hell? I mean, that's awful, but really funny at the same time. Ah, a food court. I see. Hmm? Oh, here's the cinema. I've tried to, like, induce dreams, too, right? Like, because I have such boring-ass dreams. Or, not, at least, like, not fun dreams. Hello, eyeball man. I've tried to, like, induce having more interesting dreams. And I was able to lucid dream once. It was like halfway lucid because I couldn't get it to be exactly what I wanted to, but I did have some control, which was interesting. More than what I've had, you know? Kind of crazy how wandering around places like this is stimulating for the mind, but also not. Next time I have a weird dream, I need to, like, write it down. The best dream... One of the best dreams I've ever had was the one time where I had a backrooms dream, but it was like the backrooms had been turned into some kind of, like, theme park, right? And I remember having, like, the main dream, right, where I was in the back rooms, but there was this whole, like, you know, section with, like, play places and stuff. And there was, like, a whole plot or whatever. But then I woke up and then went back to sleep, and I actually got back into the dream. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm back here. But I was awake. I was like, okay, that means I'm dreaming. And I ended up going down, like, a slide. And I was, like, in the locker room of a mall, right? And I'm like, no fucking way, I'm lucid dreaming. So I go to a mirror, right? I don't normally go to mirrors in dreams. They usually freak me out. But I was like, alright, I guess, you know, because this is a dream, I can do anything, right? So I'll be PB, right? I can visualize PB. That's what I look like. So we'll do that. And, you know, I close my eyes and I open my eyes, and in the mirror, I had turned into a small Mexican child. And I'm like, that's not PB. But I'm like, you know what? I'll take it, right? It's something. And the mall itself was really boring and not good looking. It was like a gray and red mall, right? But I'm like, well, I'm lucid dreaming, so I might as well, you know, start flying around. So, yeah, I was just, the one time I lucid dreamed, I was a small Mexican child flying around a dead mall that looked really terrible. But it was fun, because I was flying. And I woke up, I was like, well, you know, it could have been worse. You know, I'll take it. It's more interesting than other dreams, right? Alright. I think that's enough wandering around liminal spaces for now. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and hop away now. I'm gonna get back to my drawing. But it was really nice getting to talk to you guys for 2+ hours about the Fat Bastard RPG. We need to get started on that. So, either way, thank you guys for hanging out tonight, and I will see you on Sunday. Goodbye, everybody.